Welcome to the Feel Good English podcast. This is your host and teacher, Kevin. I am coming to you from Denver, Colorado, a beautiful city near the Rocky Mountains in the western part of the United States. Thanks for joining me here. In this introduction episode, I'm going to talk about the why, what, and how of the Feel Good English podcast, meaning why I decided to create this. I'm going to talk about what the Feel Good English podcast is, and I'm also going to talk about how you should use it, how you can most effectively learn from and improve your English from this podcast. All right? The Feel Good English podcast was an idea that I had after many years of teaching English, mostly in Brazil. So I am American, and after finishing college, I have a degree in psychology. I didn't want to start working as a psychologist. I wanted to travel the world. So what did I do? I decided to go to Brazil. People always ask me, why Brazil? Well, imagine what you would see Brazil as in a dream, and that's why I went to Brazil. Bossa Nova, the beaches, sunny weather, palm trees, people dancing in the streets. Anyway, after realizing I was going to live in another country for a while, I started teaching English. And in the beginning, as most Americans do, it's something you do to make money quickly. But I started realizing I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed connecting with people and helping them achieve their goals. Fast forward a few years of experimenting with different methods, trying different books, trying a variety of techniques to help English learners become confident speakers. I really started learning a lot about teaching English itself and about how to become a confident English speaker. And this not only came through my own teaching, but also learning a language, which is Portuguese, which I decided to do in my own way, very informally. I did not like classrooms. I did not like learning Portuguese in the classroom. I did not like studying it. I did not like studying grammar. Happy to say that today I am a fluent Portuguese speaker, and utilizing those ideas and those methods that I use to become a fluent Portuguese speaker and helping literally hundreds of English learners become more confident speakers, I now have a totally different approach and philosophy behind English learning. And what I do think is the best way to learn a language is to find activities and lessons and content that you like in the language that you're learning, and practice and learn and read and listen to and talk about those things as much as possible every day if you can. How I learned Portuguese? Drinking beer and caipirinhas at barbecues. Well, a little more than that, but mainly at barbecues, learning the real language, the way that Brazilians speak Portuguese, not the way that some teacher in her book told me that I should learn Portuguese. So the Feel Good English podcast is going to bring you lessons based on personal development and business leadership skills. Why these lessons? Because in my life, starting from about 15 years ago, I started reading personal development books, trying to learn lessons from other people that have lived more than I have, that have become successful and happy and fulfilled. Personal development has really improved my life, and business books and business leadership, which a lot of people struggle with, is a subject that I think we can definitely learn more about. So in the Feel Good English podcast, the lessons will be based on books that I've read or I'm reading. Most of these are personal development books and business leadership books, as well as TED Talks. You probably have heard of TED Talks. If not, you can go to TED.com, TED.com. And they have tons of amazing and informative talks from people around the world about all different types of subjects. It is a great resource, and I'm going to bring you lessons from TED.com and simplify them and shorten them to help you understand the lessons as well as apply these lessons to your own English learning. Most of my episodes will be around 10 minutes. That's the goal initially anyway. We'll see if I can stick to that, if I can keep that time frame. And some of the books that I read would need a lot longer of an explanation than just 10 minutes. However, I'm going to just find a few of the most important ideas from these books and videos and give you what I think is either the main idea from the book or what I connected with the most. And if you are doing this for English learning, first of all, know that if you spend time with English every day, listening and reading and communicating in English, your English abilities will naturally improve. I promise you that. Don't worry about analyzing English. Naturally learn through connecting with it. Connect with English every day. Live your life through English, and it will naturally improve. You will be surprised. So the best way to get the benefits from this podcast is to choose lessons that you want to learn about. Is it about personal development, becoming healthier, or possibly learning how to deal with emotions or how to deal with other people? There's so many different topics we're going to talk about. Or choose business lessons that might be interesting for you, business management or leadership. Now, if you want to supercharge, if you want to really get these ideas into your head, and if you want to improve your English even faster, I really believe in the tactic of repetition, repeating the lessons. So listen to the podcast, I would say at least 2 or 3 times. But if you listen up to 10 times, that's not crazy. That's actually very beneficial, and you will naturally and subconsciously learn these lessons and become a more fluent English speaker. I promise. Trust me. Try it out. In each episode, I'm going to present the lessons, talk about them briefly, and then after that, I will go back and I will go through some of the English content that maybe is unfamiliar to you. Some words, expressions, vocabulary that you have heard in the episode that you might not know. So the first time you listen, you'll hear some things that are new, and then I'll explain those, and then you'll go back to the beginning of the episode, and you'll listen again, and you'll be looking for those words and expressions, and that will help you connect the context of the episode with the new English vocabulary and expressions, which is a great way to be able to use these new expressions in your own English. If you put them into context and you put a story or a concept or an idea around the English, it will greatly improve your chances of learning and integrating this English into your life. And at the end of each episode as well, you'll hear a stupid or awesome joke, depends on how you look at it, because jokes are funny. And also because jokes in English are usually kind of difficult for English learners to understand. So go to FeelGoodEnglish.com and I will always explain the joke, which one day will help you become the comedian that you always dreamed of becoming. Another way to also get the maximum benefits from this is go to my website, FeelGoodEnglish.com, for the transcripts. You can become a member for free at FeelGoodEnglish.com and start downloading the transcripts to every episode. And these are past episodes and future episodes. I know how valuable these are to English learners, so I will provide these to you for free. There's just a couple simple steps that you have to follow to become a Feel Good member. And more than anything, if you want things to happen in your life, you have to take action. Take action. After listening to a podcast, talk about these lessons with your English teacher or your friends or your colleagues. And also experiment with these lessons in your life. Try them out, see how they work for you, and take action. Don't just take in content. You have to apply the lessons taught. It can be hard, but taking action is the difference. Okay? So I hope this gave you a great idea of what to look for here at the Feel Good English podcast. Any questions or comments about this, about any episode, anything you ever want to know, go to feelgoodenglish.com and you can send me a message, and you can also record a voice message if you prefer. I would love to hear from you. Go there. It's quick. It's easy. And again, to become a Feel Good English member, go to feelgoodenglish.com. You can join there. You will see a couple different ways to become a member. One of them is free. And let's connect. I think we all have the dream of being able to live the life we want, to have a life that makes us fulfilled, that makes us happy, that's good for us, that's good for our family, that allows us to be the best person we can so we can give the most value to others. Can't wait to meet you. That's it for today. This is Kevin, and we'll see you soon.